what's going on here? We've gone from one injector job to the next. The other one's outside. You can probably hear it in the background. Warming up, getting ready for the pilot learn, and we're on to the next one. Have a look at this, right? Same sort of garbage that needs to be cleaned up. And I'll just sort of come over here and see if this one's been molested. Checking out the clamps on the fuel pipes. That's those ones over there. They look pretty good. And what's going on here? That doesn't look right. Straight away. Sort of keep saying you can't trust people. Look, that's cross-threaded, right? Because that's loose. And this one over here doesn't look right either. Oh, look, that one's just sitting there. These guys are good, whoever's worked on this. So we've got that one's just sitting there loose. We've got this one's cross-threaded. We haven't even started. Absolute butchers. And I thought this one looked all right in the first 10 seconds looking at those clamps, thinking they hadn't been off before. Now, the bolt at the back's still there. The middle one here is there. The one at the back I can see still there. Fuel pipes, yeah, they've been on the fuel pipes. So someone's worked on it recently-ish, perhaps, and had a span on the fuel pipes. Mate, you pulled this trim off up the back here. What have you seen so far?
A bit of
rubbing. Yeah, the rubbing from the, the usual rubbing from the corrugated split tubing times how many? 4? What's there? 4? 3 or 4? There's that many there I can't even count. Unbelievable. Now I just want to mention for everybody, just quickly, well you can see, yeah, he's pointing out it's rubbed through. You probably can't see, I'll come over a bit closer. Rubbed through the vacuum line, it's rubbing through the plastic of the EGR valve sensor and the plug. But I just want to mention, see all this wiring catastrophe, right? Like I sort of like this wiring where you go direct to the battery and you haven't got that big junction box. But I don't like it when it looks like that. What do we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see 6 wires just at this side of the battery. That is out of control, overloaded. You need to do something about that. That is ridiculous, right? Now, instead of running those wires across the back there, you can run them across the front here, underneath in front of the radiator. There's plenty of room anywhere under here. It's out of harm's way. Up there, that's in harm's way. It's in our way when we're working on the vehicle. It equals surcharges. It equals a slab of Heineken or a, what was that bottle I got the other night? That was awesome. But anyway, it equals a bottle and a slab and all that, because we got it's annoying and it's time consuming that we've got to work around these wires that are in the way of they're directly above number 4 injector, and usually there's not enough space there to muck around and move them out of the way, or we've got to cut zip ties, replace those, muck around. It's still time consuming anyway, adds time. So I just want to let you know, that's why we leave all the injector replacement jobs open. It's a big job, and it's subject to Mate, look at that battery terminal. It's like sitting about 3 to 4 mil. Don't even pull it, mate, because it's just going to pop off. This one, not too bad. It's not good. It's nowhere near the bottom. We'll have a look underneath, right? So it needs to go to the bottom, not just almost flush at the top. Who's doing this to cars? Look at this one. It's the terminals 2 millimeters up from the top of the... Oh my... What is going on here? Mate, what have you seen anything else? Because I'm getting a bit too excited here. I'm just about having overload. I think I need a drink, mate. I think we'll call it a day.
Not at the moment.
Not yet, but I'm sure there'll be more. So this video... we might, if I remember to call it, I'm sure there'll be more. And what we'll do, we'll monitor this job as it goes, and I'll just add some little snippets in and see what we can find, see what the butchers have done. Now look, I like these. Is that a red arc or something else? Something else, I think, but I like a simple VSR. But you know what? You got to make sure it's covered. See that? There's a reason why there's a insulating cover there. It's not so that it can sit back and not be covered. It's cover it like that, please. You're just going to burn your vehicle to the ground. Here we are over here again. Look, another one. Look at this, sitting hanging off the top of the battery terminal. Oh my, look at this one here. This is ridiculous. Look at this, there's a big gap underneath the bottom. Don't even touch it, mate. This needs work.
That's been put the wrong way. It's going to
yeah, around the wrong way. Yeah, take that on a corrugated trip. You know it. Is it rub, and there'll be all with this one. Battery acid leaking everywhere. So not only your fridge won't be working, but you'll make a mess of corrosion on your vehicle. And you can see that's what these stains here. It's battery acid. Not really ideal. It's not what you want on your vehicle paintwork, metal work, or anything like that. Anything else of excitement we can fit before we cut? Oh yeah, the usual. Here we go. Come over here around the antenna for a minute. the fuel hoses. When you change your fuel filters or work on the vehicle, whatever you're doing, best not to have these fuel hoses rubbing on the power steering. You can tuck them down in there like that while you're working on it, but diesel vibration, it may or may not happen, but it's best not to. These hoses, they're meant to be set up here a little bit away so they're not rubbing on the power steering reservoir, not tucked in behind there like that. But we'll sort that out. We can sort out a few of these things, and this is what I mean about all the little extras that add on. And it's always the aftermarket accessories, probably been done by the wrong people, and the wrong people have been allowed to work on this vehicle. I just wonder how long, because I'm looking at the pipes. That one on number 4 pipe back there, it looks pretty fresh, doesn't it? It looks like a fresh scratch, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Are you with me? I haven't climbed up there and put my eye close with it, but we'll get up there soon and we'll have a look. We'll call it a bada bing for now, and we'll do the bada boom in the other half of the video. So we're into it here. Absolutely awesome experience. Nearly got thrown off the Prado from the earthquake. Just had a magnitude 6 earthquake up around Mansfield or Mount Buller or out Sheepyard Flat for the people that know those places. Anyway, back on the topic. How'd you go, mate? How'd you like the feeling of the car shaking? He said he thought I was playing games, mate, but anyway, no, I wasn't playing games. Anyway, have a look at this engine, right? This is what I want to just show you a bit about oil changes, or more to the point, a lack of oil changes. This is what I believe is happening here to give you an idea. If you do your oil changes, this will be nice and clean alloy colour. See that alloy colour at the back there in the middle of the picture on top of that, over the top of the camshaft there, right? Now see the rest of it, there's all these black bits, black stains and whatever. Like look at the fuel return line. See how the line is black but it's also got clean bits. This is what happens when somebody that's owned this vehicle has had a lack of services and oil changes, and it's got all the black coating. The black coating is the black soot from your possibly old flogged injectors are going to be a bigger contributor. Your EGR system putting that soot, that dry powdery dust, exhaust gases in your intake is what happens, guys. That combustion, some of it blows past the rings, blackening the oil, loading the oil with soot, which is why I recommend 5000k oil changes on any vehicle, because even petrol engines, they get different contaminants from the fuel, causing other problems, more with seals and stuff like that. But it's different contaminants, similar, different, same problems. But the point is, what's happened here, I believe the current owner, our client, is probably doing a lot more regular oil changes, which is awesome. And I don't know if he's using cleaning products, so maybe we'll send him this video and get him to comment if he likes, and let us know what's going on. Is it just 5000k oil changes? How long's this been going on for? How long's he owned it for? Now the vehicle's close to 140,000 Ks. It's 2012, 9 years, so it's in for injector replacement and other sort of related work, that sort of thing. May have a water pump leaking. It's been washed for the injector replacement job though, so hard to tell at the moment. Certainly looks old and ratty, and it's going to get the BFE at 150k anyway, if not early. Coolant level looks alright. So different topics here to cover, but look, the key one here is, if you keep your regular oil changes, then it'll stay clean. But even if it's got dirty and caked with a coating like this one, it will come clean from regular oil changes. The oil's got cleaners in it, and once, look, if there was a way to reduce that EGR flow and have less of that soot in your intake going into your combustion, you know, if there was a way, wink wink, 7mm, if there was a way to do that, then you would have a lot less of that as another contributor helping to keep it clean, the oil being cleaner. And that's why I say when we do these jobs, we don't need to wash these clamps, right? The clamps are in the same clean or dirty condition as the rest of the engine. There's no point us washing those clamps. The whole engine needs to be washed, and it needs to be done with oil changes. So obviously sometimes we replace the clamps, sometimes we wash the clamps. Just depends on the condition of how things are, the fuel return line, that sort of thing. Sometimes we do. It just all depends on the job. It depends on timing, but it just doesn't need to be done. It's a waste of time, because as soon as the engine's running, whatever's in that engine is going to be all over everything again anyway. Regular oil changes was the point I'd like to make at this point of the video. Anyway, we're going to get these injectors out, and we'll hit you with some more info as it happens. Let's see if there's any more earthquakes. Magnitude 6, that's pretty sure that's pretty decent, isn't it? You know, like when I was a kid, we heard about earth tremors, they called it, you know, and there was 1s and 2s, and I think a 6 is pretty heavy duty. So keep your eyes on the news. It's something I might tell you the truth about. I don't usually recommend watching the news, but I don't think they've got any reason to manipulate the truth on something like earthquakes and stuff like that. So you can see this one's March 2012 built, and it's just shy of 140,000 k's, 138, somewhere around there anyway. It doesn't matter, about 140k, we'll call it 140. And we've got all the injectors and everything out, and I've removed the seats off the injectors, the seating, washers, gaskets, whatever you want to call them, and given them a quick clean, not a scrub to get all the black carp, just the surfaces very lightly with some of that spray degreaser, you know, Motortech Australian Export degreaser, just to clean some so you can get an idea. I want to show you some erosion and some actual, so you can see why when you and make your own judgment, you know, on when you should replace these injector seats. So I'll turn them over. There's two sides to the story, right? Okay. This is one side. You can see they are copper and they've got a coating over them. That's all good. There's no issue there. By the Toyota correct procedures, and every 40,000 Ks, these should be coming out getting replaced. That's not what I recommend. I've said that in many videos. That's why you need to go back and watch all the other videos also. It's not what I recommend. It's not what's required, but it is the correct procedure. So these shouldn't even be here anymore because the vehicle's 2012, it's 9 years old. These should have been out and replaced. I can tell you from experience, these have not been replaced. And see what happens? See, they erode away on the inside. Just give me 1 sec to turn that bloody TV down. I turned on the TV, you know, earthquake, thought we'll see some images and some information. We're just seeing the riots and the police and the whatever, you know, the thugs, you know. I'm sure most of the building trades at home and whatever. And I think everybody's entitled to protest also, especially when all the wrong treatment and rules have been going on for so long. But, you know, the way some people behave, they're just thugs, mate. The violence and the way they carry on, it's just not required, and it just gives people a bad name. But I'm sure people know it's the less than 1% thing. Anyway, back on this topic, right? You can see, look at this one here at this side. You can see around, I'll just spin it around. Let's go, okay, this one. At the top there. See it's starting to erode away towards the top. We'll come to this one. Same sort of thing, I'll move it around to the top. See, what happens, they slowly erode away. And the seating area, which is just at the top there, right? It becomes thinner. And eventually it blows through and it starts leaking, right? Let's have a look at these. This one. So if you look, you can see the taper all the way around on the inside, but see at this, I'm going to spin around to the top again. See at the top, that taper's starting to go missing. Okay, this one, I'm going to spin it around. Once again at the top. It's at the top, see? Anyway, we'll just turn it over again. Let's check out the other side of the story and see what we can see from this side. It's never as apparent from this side. Not much to see here, but starting to erode away. And this is one of the reasons why I give you the genuine information and educated recommendation of 7 years 170, because I want you to avoid this problem, avoid the block pickup, and avoid you contacting me to replace an engine. But if you didn't listen and you missed it, of course we can replace your engine, so don't hesitate to make contact if this has happened to you. But we're trying to avoid it. We'd rather avoid it. So 7 years 170 is the ballpark indication. These can leak before 170, but it's very rare. They can last longer than 170, and it's quite common. So you want to risk it a bit, you can push it a bit later. If you not want to take risks, you can do it sooner. But about the 170, if it was my vehicle, around about 150 to 200,000 Ks is where I would like to remove to reseat the injectors. But I don't really like the chances of getting injectors out clean a lot of the time, which is why I say they're worn anyway. You're going in there doing all the labour, you may as well just put new squirters in there, right? We're talking about 8 years, it's a long time, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years. Like I said, it's a guide, it all depends what injectors. Now here we go, just a quick indication we'll include in the video. If they're, you know, we'll grab, this is what we'll do, we'll leave these two parts in the picture. One, identical, or not identical, they're different part numbers, but look, one's DLC coded, one's not, right? So these ones, the DLC coded ones, they're going to last longer. I'd be happy to leave those injectors closer to 200,000. But these don't worry about the bit of rust, bit of moisture you got in there, doesn't matter, it's just a container sitting there of stripped injector parts. But these ones, oh look, you know, I'm more like the 150 mark. That's why we say 170, because it includes a combination recommendation of the seats, the injectors, and depending which type of injectors. And I think 170 pretty well covers it the best from the three different aspects, the different types of injectors and how long the seats are going to last. Anyway, moving on to the next part of the video, or perhaps that is a video. If you liked it, please hit the like button. I'm trying to get you educated, trying to help you avoid problems in vehicles that are, you know, it is easily avoidable, all this sort of thing. So that's a bada bing, bada boom. Subscribe, turn the bell on. Next video coming your way soon. See ya.